The largest tank battle, the major Indo-Pak War. Hello everyone, I am Sudhanva Kulkarni from Bengaluru. I am here to talk about Battle of Chawinda, which marks the major battle between India and Pakistan. The Indo-Pak War of 1965 was the most decisive of all the wars fought between India and Pakistan. It started in the month of August and lasted till 23rd of September 1965. The Battle of Chawinda was one of the major battles fought during this war, and now this is hailed as one of the largest tank battles since the Battle of Kursk of World War II. The city of Sialkot in Pakistan was one of the cities which the Indians had planned to use as a base for further operations within Pakistan once captured. The town of Chawinda lies a few miles away from the main city and center of action. General Dunn was the commander of 1st Corps Indian Army and was put in charge of an armoured division, a mountain division and two other divisions. The strength of the Indian forces ranged from 80,000 to 150,000 infantry and 230 battle tanks that consisted of both Centurions, Shermans. On the other side, the Pakistani side consisted of 30 to 50,000 infantry, 132 battle tanks who were tasked with the initial defense and 150 reinforcements who retreated from the nearby tank battle of Veera without many losses. On 7th September, Indian forces consisting of 1st Armored Division, 14th Infantry and 6th Mountain took control of the border area, planning to cut off Pakistan's supply. Following this, a short skirmish between the two took place, which resulted in Pakistan losing 10 of its tanks. India had established its dominion over the Sialkot railway. Realizing the magnitude of the situation, the Pakistanis ordered two regiments of the 6th Armored Division to aid the 7th Infantry Division, currently repulsing Indian attacks. Anticipating the movements of the Pakistani 6th Armored Division, the Indian forces planned to drive a wedge between Sialkot and the division. All was in India's favour as the Pakistani only had a single regiment at that time, even though the order was for two to reach the city. The main portion of the 1st Armoured Brigade was sent towards the nearby town of Veera. The tank battle that took place was won by the Indian forces since the Pakistani regiments retreated after a few days of battle. The decision to retreat gave Pakistan a strategic edge as they successfully saved their armor from destruction. This worked in the favor at the main Battle of Chawinda. On 10 September, the Indians resumed their attacks while engaging multiple corps and managed to push the Pakistani back to defensive positions in Sialkot. The Pakistani position was perilous. All their counter-attacks had been met with harsh resistance. The Indians outnumbered the Pakistanis 10 to 1. The Pakistanis, who are now settled at Chawinda, were ready to go on the offensive and very attack by the Indian was repulsed. By the morning of 14th September, the Pakistani 6th Armored Division was holding a pivotal location on Chawinda region. The Indians had put their minds to work and it was clear they weren't going to leave any stone unturned in capturing Chawinda. The Indian plan was to cut the supply route between the stationed forces and the central command to surround the Pakistani forces as much as possible and to establish an attacking position from the captured town of Veera. The Indian assault didn't gain any momentum till late night when they captured a few nearby villages. The Indian tanks, consisting of 4 regiments, tried to ram through the 3 Pakistani regiments but failed to do so due to the superior formations of the Pakistanis. The Pakistani 25th Cavalry played a major part too, with the shiny new armor and officers who were well versed in modern warfare tactics. There were full frontal clashes between the two sides, and only after a significant distance had been established between the two did the Pakistani artillery with its newly acquired US guns engage the Indians, destroying much of the retreating Indian side. At the end of the day, the battlefield looked like a graveyard of tanks. But once again, the Indians regrouped. They weren't ready to surrender just yet, so they planned to outflank the Pakistanis on the 16th September. This time, the Pakistani artillery came in earlier and prevented the Indian advance completely. Even though the Indians had 6 artillery brigades, they managed to cover only 3,000 yards in 15 hours. Finally, on 27th September, the Indians withdrew back to their original defensive positions and all operations were ceased. The Pakistani generals vetoed a counter-attack against the Indians proposed by the officers on the field, as they didn't have a backup plan in place. In addition, foreign efforts to end the war had worked, and not on September 22nd, the UNSC passed a resolution demanding an unconditional ceasefire from both nations. Both the countries agreed to do so, and the hostilities formally ended on 23rd September. The terrorists gained by both countries were returned after the Tashkent Declaration was signed by both countries, sponsored by the Soviet Union. The victory of the battle was attributed to Pakistan as it gained equal leverage during the final peace deal, something that might not have happened had the Pakistan army been unable to defend their positions from the invasion.